I don't know if it's a story, but my favorite thing is when sort of grandmas come up to me and tell me that their grandson's about as tall as me.
Yeah.
Because it's you can't really just shut down
You can't.
an old lady
granny
like that, but
yeah.
they're all wrong.
Yeah.
None of their grandsons are the same height as me.
Welcome back to Tall Stories. Today we're joined by Rob Carmichael, 6'11", pro rugby player for Edinburgh Rugby and Emerging Scotland.
Yep.
Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Hi, it's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. It's good fun. Right, I've got a few questions. So, you were born in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
What was that like? Tell me about it.
Well, it was a cool place to grow up. I left in 2019. I didn't reach my full height. I was only 6'7" when I left.
Okay.
Still faced the usual tall struggles there, but no, very cool place to grow up.
What was it? Is it funny being, because obviously you're already going to stick out there.
Yeah.
Being an expat.
Yeah.
There. Did it feel even worse being, not worse, but being that much taller than everyone else that were going around?
It was well, it was normal because it was just what it was like growing up for me.
Yeah.
What was actually more weird for me was coming back to the UK, because when I was in Hong Kong, I didn't speak any Chinese while I was there.
Yeah.
So when I'm sort of walking down the street and people are looking at me or maybe making a comment on my height, like I couldn't understand.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
of
course.
So it didn't really bother me as much as when I come back here and I walk down an aisle at a food shop and I hear some kid going,
just straight away.
Look at that guy.
Really?
But yeah,
that must have felt so weird though.
So it was actually more weird coming back here.
Yeah.
Than it was out there for me.
Have you gotten used to it, or is it still? It's probably. I still find it quite weird.
No, it is. Definitely got more used to it. But yeah, it's more of a thing to be aware of now than it was back then.
Yeah.
But then I have grown an extra couple of inches, so
really,
maybe that's what it is.
So when you were in Hong Kong, you started playing rugby there.
Yeah, since I was like 4.
Yeah, and you played lock.
Yeah, second row. Well, I tried to play in the backs, the like position that needs more skill and speed, but then I just kept growing and getting slower and getting slower and getting even slower, and they were like, "No, get back where the tall people belong."
Yeah. Did you try any other sports before? Or was it just straight to rugby?
My mum had us playing quite a few, but I played football. Got mocked by my brothers because it looked like I was galloping when I was running, so had to can that in. Try my hand at a couple of other things. People have tried to recruit me for rowing a lot.
Oh yeah.
Obviously everyone told me to play basketball. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that because everyone told me to. So
is that do you think you did it as an almost defiance thing to be?
I think so. Yeah, everyone kept saying it, and I was like, I don't want to.
I'm the same because I've never.
Just stuck at rugby, but kind of regret it now. I'd like to be an NBA bench warmer, just sit there, sit there and do nothing and get paid. But yeah, I tried. I played with my mum's. It was like, I think it was a mixed netball league in the summer with my mum and all her friends, and I was absolutely terrible, and it was really embarrassing. We went to it was like a basketball training center or whatever, and there were loads of sort of like young people practicing and doing all these cool like moves and stuff.
And you walk in.
And then I walked in and everyone looked at me and I was like, oh, crap, they're expecting something here and I've got nothing to offer.
I find it so embarrassing because I'm the same. I'm really bad at basketball. Really bad. Like not even in like a funny way.
Yeah.
It's like embarrassingly bad.
Yeah,
but I just get schooled by.
Like I was okay at moments, but that kind of made it worse because, you know, maybe it seemed like I practiced and I'm just crap, but no, I was, that was humbling. That was very humbling. I've not been back since.
Yeah.
No.
Did you instantly fall in love with rugby? Was that like the?
I've always loved playing it. We only joined because neither of my parents were massive on it. They just, it was a way of meeting people in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Getting part of a community. So they put my older brother into it and then the rest of us played, and it's just been something that's been there my whole life. So I've just continued it and it's been going pretty well since I came back to the UK.
Yeah, clearly. Your brother's tall?
My older brother is 6'5". Yeah. So he is tall.
Not quite.
He's not quite the same, but no, he's very tall. He likes hanging out with me because he doesn't get any of the street tall chat. He just gets people coming up to him saying, I bet you thought you were tall.
Yeah, it just deflects right onto you.
If that's all he gets and he doesn't get any of the other stuff, then
that's
fine.
It's fun because I've got a younger brother who's taller than me. He's I think 6'9" or something.
Yeah.
But 6'9" and 6'7" are so sort of kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
I feel that we don't really get it.
Yeah.
But no one, I think I always find that when you're with other tall people in public, I don't really get as much chat as I would.
Yeah. Well, he does get a bit of abuse for people thinking I'm the older brother.
Oh, really?
Which is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you?
He hates it. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
People think I'm the older sibling and stuff. We got mistaken as twins as kids because I was always like that much shorter than him, or the same height.
Yeah.
And then when he had a sort of puberty growth spurt, he pulled away from me by about like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Started calling me midget and stuff. And then
no.
obviously I then hit puberty, started growing, and left him in the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you look quite similar? Is that?
Well, both sort of lanky gingers, so
Yeah.
they're pretty similar. Yeah.
I wouldn't call you lanky, to be honest. Rob, let's be honest.
No, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. You could be worse. You could look like me. Yeah, don't laugh. Hang on, what are you laughing at? So you say you came back to the UK?
Yeah.
Was that for school or?
Just whole family moved back, just parents' job and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved back in 2019 and went to school for the last 2 years here.
Oh, right. So you actually
did my A levels here and everything. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What was that like going back to like a British high school?
It was massive, like I say, massive culture shock. It was just weird coming back and, like I said, being able to understand people. Like when I joined school, it was like, oh, look, it's a new tall guy. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, what is this? But no, it was just massive culture shock, really.
Yeah. Did you fall straight back into rugby? When
Yeah,
you came back?
Yeah, I did, and fortunately my height was a huge help with that. I think it made it easier for some of the scouts to spot me out
Just straight away.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that was definitely a massive help for me.
Mm-hmm. Was it different? Because I read an interview that you said that when you got back to the UK and you started playing rugby again, you had to learn new things that you hadn't done when you were back, learning lineouts again.
Yeah, so it was in Hong Kong. I was obviously I was a lot taller and sort of heavier than the other kids, so I never normally got lifted in the lineouts, which is now like my main entire role.
That's the go-to.
Exactly, that's like my whole thing when I play rugby. So I had to go from sort of not being as involved in that or doing the lifting to like doing more of the jumping and what my actual role is now. So that was quite a new bit of learning for me, and quite funny in hindsight.
Did you feel a bit like, oh god, I need to catch up now because you're coming in as like tall guy, a bit of experience with it, sort of archetype for that position. Yeah, and then you're having to learn like a new.
No, it was really had to focus and knuckle down on like what my height was actually useful for, not just all the flashy stuff that I wanted to do. So I did have to crack down a little bit. Yeah.
And then after school, University of Nottingham.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. So I stayed close to where my parents were at the time, so I could scrounge off them and just
of course.
get food. Like our fridge is just packed with meat, and I can't put that to waste. So so that was good. I stayed pretty close to home, but really enjoyed it.
Oh, brilliant! And you started playing for Leicester Tigers at that point in the academy.
Yeah, so I got picked up for like the sort of junior academy when I moved here.
Oh right, so straight away was just
sort of halfway through my first year having moved back, which was quite exciting. And then while I was at uni, I was in the Leicester Tigers sort of senior academy set up. So still trying to just develop as much as I can. Yeah. And I'd say my first season there, I was a bit shaky. Maybe wasn't quite ready for it. I was the same height I am now, but I was 98 kilos, so I was an absolute string bean. Yeah. And my first season there was essentially just put on weight and see where you're at, and that's what I did. I think I put on about 15 kilos in that year to try and stay. So it was a complete dirty bulk. But it worked, and then I did the next couple of years there as well before moving to Edinburgh.
Do you find that weight hard to maintain now, or is it just you're so used to that?
I think I think one of the big things was as soon as I'd finally stopped growing up, that's when the weight I was able to put it on easier.
Yeah.
So obviously growing up being all like a big string bean, you're desperate to put the weight on and stuff. And I just had to wait until I'd stopped growing up, and then I started filling out a bit more. So that was the case.
Did you play Bucks at the same time as you were in? So you played for Nottingham at the same time you were in Tigers.
Yeah.
What was that? Because the contrast between a uni sport and then a semi-professional amateur rugby at that, but like the difference of that must be so stark.
So it felt for me like they were two very different games. One is a lot more sort of structured, and the other is I really enjoyed about the uni was it was just sort of obviously it's like very very structured as well, but it was
social and
more chance to have a crack and try things out and express yourself a bit more. So it was probably a good mix to get a bit of both, try things out and learn the more sort of disciplined side. Yeah,
almost catch up on the sort of social sort of banter around
the
sport.
It was good to have a few years at uni with the socials and stuff and enjoy that time before now, like locking in a little bit more and really knuckling down. So it was good that I got that experience.
Yeah. How long were you at the Tigers for?
So I was there in the senior academy setup. I was there for 3 years.
Okay.
So it was basically alongside my time at uni. And then in my last year, I was sent on loan to Edinburgh for the last few months of the season before like signing fully here.
Okay.
So that was good to get meet people and everything before the pre-season and making a bad impression.
Yeah, and then hit the ground running
in the pre-season when I'm behind everyone in the running and the fitness, because that's not my strong suit. So it's good to meet them before that was their first impression of me. But yeah, you
get a chance to catch up when you get back.
Exactly.
Yeah. You represented England in the under-20s?
Yeah.
How did that feel? That moment must have been.
Oh, that was really cool. It's always been a tough one because mum's sort of half English, half Welsh, dad's Scottish, so they're fighting over it a bit. But no, it was really good. It was good to represent my mum's side because we've always I gotta be careful not to incriminate myself here. We've been more of a Scotland leaning family. Growing up, so mum's felt a bit neglected at times. So it was nice to do that a bit.
Get that under the belt
and but I'd say I very much have my sights set on Scotland now.
Really?
Yeah. Just like I say, supported them maybe a bit more growing up. But no, it was great to play for them, and it was so good for my development, and I met a lot of great people doing it. So I really enjoyed it, and it was just great to be a part of. Yeah,
taste of that kind of international.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you go anywhere for it?
I was just in it for the Six Nations, so I went to. Well, you've got the opportunity to go to Italy and France away if the year's lucky and it lines up with it. But I got Wales and Ireland away, which is still good. It's the same. I went to Cork in Ireland, so that was great. But most of the games were at home. Yeah.
And then you made the move permanently to Edinburgh Rugby in 2024 last year, right? Yeah.
So I was on loan last year, and then the season we're in now, the 2024-25 season, it's been technically my first season like signed as a full professional. So and I've absolutely loved it.
What was that moment like when? You knew it was coming to that point in the first initial year on loan, but it must have felt like the start of something big.
Yeah, it really did, and I've always wanted to live in Scotland, so it was good to get that opportunity, and it was just really exciting getting a full contract, a full senior professional contract. It was just it was the sort of start of something, and hopefully I can keep building it. So just very, very exciting.
Definitely. Do you think being a tall guy, obviously moving around teams, moving back to the UK, meeting all these people, do you think it's easier as a tall guy to do that?
I'd say, well, my height's definitely helped me massively get to where I am. I think I've been given a lot of opportunities that maybe other people wouldn't have. And a lot of that's like I've worked.
I'm sure it's not all that. Yeah,
I've worked very hard to get where I am, but it has helped me massively. Obviously, I do stand out if nothing else.
I think that's the thing, because I find it annoying at times, and it can be difficult when people are coming up to you in public or things like that. But my girlfriend's always like, "Oh yeah, but people remember you."
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, exactly.
And people recognize you. You get recognized in the street more.
And it's a good icebreaker as well. That is the thing you're saying about different clubs and stuff. It's I've got my script for the different.
Do you?
Well, no, not really.
Yeah, you've got your foot.
That's a lie. But I'm used to certain things that I can kind of respond to. But
do you ever make it up? I make it up quite a lot. And just pretend I've done something else.
Yeah, I kind of. I wish I was.
To be fair, you probably got cooler. You probably got cooler stories than I do, though. I'm always like, yeah, no, just.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's a story, but my favorite thing is when sort of grandmas come up to me and tell me that their grandson's about as tall as me.
Yeah.
Because it's you can't really just shut down.
No, you can't.
an old lady like that, but they're all wrong.
Yeah.
None of their grandsons are the same height as me.
6'2".
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, my grandson's the same height as you." And I'll be like, "Oh, how tall are they?" And they're like, "Oh, he's 6'4".
He's 5'11". Like, oh,
it's not the same.
Do you ever pretend to know them? I pretend to know them. When someone comes up,
no, I've never done that.
You, particularly if they're from like Aberdeen or around me, and it's oh yeah, my grandson's about this height, but he goes to whatever school. I'm like, oh yeah, no. I swear I've met him before, and they're like, oh brilliant, and just it's a lot of pictures with people in public. And,
that was the you get asked for pictures a lot. The other one I've had a couple times. Well, I went on holiday once, and I got that feeling that someone's like kind of close or in your personal space, and I sort of look over my shoulder, and there's someone who's just creeped up behind me and is going like that, and their friend's over there taking a photo of them. And they've literally just snuck up to take a photo of me like I'm some sort of attraction. Yeah. I was like, right, this is great. I love the attention, so I didn't mind it.
You don't mind it?
That's great. But
I think
it's definitely weird.
It is weird.
And you don't know if sometimes someone's getting a photo of you and you're like is there something
what are you doing?
What's going on? Is there something on me?
I quite like the photo thing. I quite like. I think it's just funny.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
funny. And they always get like they're always really excited about it.
Yeah.
There's like a Highland Games that I go to every year, and every year I get the same picture with like the 3 tall guys that I went to school with.
Yeah.
And like one of their short mates that finds it hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen them, the picture.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
I know. It's
they're
weird
on someone's phone that I'll never know.
Yeah, it's weird that there's a lot of people out there that just have a photo of me.
You moved to Edinburgh Rugby, and they announced you as giant.
Yeah.
Edinburgh signing and rugby's tallest player. Officially?
That's what they've said. I will humbly accept that title. Well,
you want to accept it.
I'm not going around screaming it, but I will claim it until proven otherwise.
Until a 7-footer comes along.
Yeah, exactly, which I'm sure isn't miles off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will. I'm not certain, but I'll happily take that.
Yeah. Easily the tallest lock in rugby.
Yeah, definitely in Scotland at least.
Yeah,
so there's that. Probably, definitely in the UK.
I'd say UK.
Definitely in the UK, but yeah.
Can we push it to Europe?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just you never know. There could be someone
hidden.
Someone anyway. Yeah, someone hidden. But yeah, like I say, I'll take that.
Just roll with the punches.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I'll happily claim it. But,
yeah. Why not?
But no, I just like the attention. I'll take it.
Yeah. Speaking of it, you do a lot of I've seen a couple of videos you've done on Edinburgh Rugby. It was like a day you spent a day in the offices with
with Ben Bellikott. Yeah. He's that was great. That was all the media team's idea to do that, but that was really good fun, and hopefully I'll do a few more like that. But he was chuffing me that kind of got me a bit of recognition here and stuff. He was absolutely chuffing me for that.
Well, yeah. Are you saying that was what I think that is what we sort of where we first saw you at Tutor? How did it? obviously, were you well too tall before, or was it?
Oh yeah, I've been getting my clothes here for forever, and I see your videos are all like, oh, there's nowhere to buy clothes, but I don't really think like that because I've always just got my stuff. My mum was on at me. It was like the week before, you guys got in touch. She was on at me like, oh, you need to message him. You have to message him asking to be a model. I was like, I'm sure they get that forever. Mum, I can't do that. She was like, you got to be proactive with it.
Yeah.
And then I think like 2 days later,
so
it
funny.
was after the video.
Yeah.
I got a message and I was like, this is it. Dreams come true.
Yeah.
My life's now complete. I need nothing else.
Yeah.
So no, it was great.
Oh, brilliant.
So exciting.
Definitely.
I've not tried to play it cool at all. I'm
why should you?
Into here. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're out and taking photos and doing the modeling with us? And
yeah, out of my brothers, I've always been the biggest poser. So
oh really?
Yeah, oh yeah. So so just comes naturally.
Works for you. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just in the veins.
Yeah.
Just already got it.
No, it is a bit it is very weird, very strange. I never know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
But and I was getting some good advice from Colin today. I gave him a bit of grief because I was like, oh, like where should I look? Do I look in the camera? And he was like, yeah, you can look in the camera or you can look anywhere else. I was like,
yeah, it's good advice.
Yeah, so I can look anywhere.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice and specific. Yeah.
Yeah, just round the back and stuff.
But no, they've been class.
I found that, like, I was always kind of used to. Well, it's you're sort of used to being looked at in public anyway, so it's not
exactly
just the fact that someone's taking a photo.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make much of a difference.
Exactly. I think that's a big part of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me about Emerging Scotland.
Yeah, so that was
relatively new.
That was quite recent. That was earlier this season, and that was just incredible.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've always aimed to play for Scotland, even if at times it seemed a bit
out the question. Or?
Yeah.
Really?
So it was so exciting, and that was done with the head coaches as well. So it was a bit of a pinch me moment with the main coaches and everything. But
what's the purpose of the squad?
It's sort of that sort of well, essentially in its name, like it's to give this sort of emerging or the younger players that are trying to break through a bit more a game and a chance to be seen and show what they can do and stuff. So it was a great experience, and I had all my family and everything come up to watch.
Amazing.
And it was it's just so cool.
Yeah. Was your dad just absolutely buzzing?
Dad was loving it. Dad was absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah. Brilliant. I suppose probably not many people get the chance to represent two countries. That, I think it's probably a bit of rugby, at least, is unique in that way that you can represent.
Yeah. At age group level and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I say, it was good to represent a bit of my mum's side and now a bit of my dad's as well. So
always had the sights set on.
Yeah, exactly. More looking to Scotland.
Yeah.
That's who we supported as a kid. So
it's always been the dream.
Yeah, always been the dream. Yeah.
Brilliant. Do you drive?
But yeah.
How did you find getting a car for the first time? Like trying to figure that one out.
So
it's kind of an issue that you don't really consider.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't know if I'm allowed to drop any brands or anything, but fortunately, my first car that I learned in, I could fit in.
Yeah.
So I knew to get something like that.
Yeah.
And then so my family were sort of based around Nottingham at the time, and I started doing the trips up to Edinburgh and maybe back to see them in a holiday and do that. And it actually ruined my knees. I didn't realize it.
Oh, really?
But I was starting to get these knee pains when I was training and stuff, and then I eventually got a new car that allowed me to sort of stretch my legs out a bit more.
Yeah,
and I noticed the knee.
I've never considered that, isn't it? It's that kind of awkward.
Yeah, the knee pains had started to go, and I didn't realize that it was a lot.
It was all from that
to my car that I couldn't fit in. So I was,
I've got to reconsider.
So that was it's got me reconsidering a few things, but no, it's all good now. I'm able to stretch my legs out a bit more.
Chill out.
For me, it's more that it's better to get the longer car than maybe like the bigger, higher one.
Yeah.
It's more about the legs for me.
I suppose
the
headroom's
body.
not something I really consider,
No, not really.
but it must be an issue for.
Like I say, I've kind of got my driving slouch
Yes,
position.
the worst.
So it's just how it is.
I always feel like an absolute goblin in the car.
Yeah, just like that, like the picture of Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, it does feel like that. But absolutely no one in the bag.
Oh yeah, no one can actually sit behind me.
I feel so
It's funny.
bad.
I've done a couple trips where I've had a full car or something, and the person has literally been in a ball. Like
you don't yield. You don't give up.
I yield a bit, but even still,
it.
it's like maybe a tiny person can fit their leg in, but most people have to like properly kill up.
Yeah, probably more space if they sat on your lap.
Yeah,
realistically, if
it's on the floor in front of me.
Yeah, that's something I feel bad about the most. Is if you're trying to pack your car full of folk and you just can't. You literally can't do it.
I can't.
Like, I can take two
drive
max
or
and
you be comfy.
Yeah, walk.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's like really clear about you is how confident you are. But a lot of guys who are taller, myself included, I find it quite difficult for a long time to kind of find the confidence within that.
Yeah.
What is some of your advice that you would give guys, even being like a young guy as well and being so confident in it is probably not as common?
I think just like it's very much just be bothered by it, or just see like all the perks from it and just be happy about it and just crack on. Because it's something that a lot of people maybe jealous isn't the right word, but a lot of people wish they were taller.
Yeah.
Like, you've got it, just own it.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Like as I say, it took me a while, but then I wasn't surrounded by tall people a lot in my life.
Yeah. No, it's definitely weird. And one of the weird things as a kid was, because I'm still a bit of a man child, but like as a kid, you look maybe 2 or 3 years older than your age group. So you might be a young kid, but like if you feel like you look a bit older.
Oh, really?
So that was a weird thing, and it's like you don't know whether you need to behave like you're older than you are, or
right.
So, like I say, I just sort of
you just have to sort of get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just buy into being a big man child, and that's all good.
Yeah, and it works.
Nothing to worry about. But yeah,
I've never really considered that, because I was, when I grew up, I was sort of a probably average height for quite a long time, and then very slowly in secondary school, got taller and taller. I always knew I was going to be.
Yeah, but that was a thing. It was weird feeling like I looked like I was older than
you were.
Especially at a younger age when you're out doing things that are like fun and stuff. You think, oh, do I look like I'm too old to be doing this? And it's like a bit weird, but
does mean you can't get away if you do something wrong as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You're always going to be spotted.
Exactly.
Do you know what your predicted height was when you were born?
Oh, no, I have no idea.
I was six. Mine was 6'3", so they were well.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'd like to
find out.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I would be keen to find that out after that's my friends, but
I feel like it's never right though.
No, there's no way mine was right.
No, there's no way.
No one in my family that was this tall, so it's
Your parents quite tall, or
they're like normal tall. So my dad's about 6 foot 6'1" and my mum's 5'11", so she's quite tall. But something's not adding up.
Yeah. I'm the opposite. Mum's 6'1" and then dad's 5'11".
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I was kind of like always kind of assumed I'd cap at like 6'3", 6'4", or something like that. And then, do you have other tall blokes in your team as well, or is it just?
Yeah. Well, I think
probably not 6'11".
I think the next tallest is around 6'7"
Okay. I remember finding too tall and it being like such a. I said this to Cam last week, but when you normally go shopping, particularly for like trousers or something like that, it's always does it fit? And then you kind of just got to compromise and figure out, I kind of like the way it looks, or
exactly.
or this, that, and the next thing. Whereas with too tall, it's like I know it's going to fit, so now it's just down to, and they've got that range and that choice. So it's like you just get to pick what you want, which is a luxury, I think.
Yeah, and it's been good. Like I say, I've bought from here for quite a while now, and to see how much stuff's been added. Yeah. Because I remember the selection when I first started was like how much it's come on since then is crazy. There's so much stuff now and all the different styles and everything. Yeah. So
It's great. I think that's a big thing for me, is always like trends when they sort of come round.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing for me, but it's nice to have that chance now to actually take part, or like just enjoy them if I want to. I have that choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the absence of choice, which is so annoying sometimes. You're like, I really want to get that, but I can't.
Or like getting bigger trousers and it's just the waist size goes up and not the length. That one really
it's annoying.
Drives me nuts. Yeah,
I can't.
Because they used to be like, and shorts are surprisingly a weird one, because they were the ones I couldn't get any shorts anywhere, because they just get wider at the waist and not any longer. And so if I wanted to get a pair of shorts, I'd have to tie the waist
right up
so tight, and
it's like those boxing ones that just
exactly,
just don't look like that.
I
don't know. I suppose you've got all the shorts in the world, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really need to buy anymore.
Not anymore.
I wanted to talk to you about. I saw that you'd in December got an award for your community work.
That was fairly recent. I was a bit surprised by that, but
tell me about that.
I was happy. So I got the Borough Award at Edinburgh, which was sort of for community work. So I've been coaching just a local club, Pennycook, this season. Just a couple different age groups, and then also doing a little bit of work with the charity partner It's Good to Give at Edinburgh. I was quite surprised to get it. I got a lot of abuse for my acceptance speech, because they said,
oh, really?
They were like doing all sort of setup. Oh, why'd you do what you do? And I said that I've got a lot of free time on my hands, so
just
gotta do something with it. And then I was like, they're like, oh, there's gonna be something else, and I was like, oh, okay, they got some good parents. They told me to do good stuff, so I've tried to do that.
It's probably really. I think it's probably a really good thing to have someone like yourself who's confident, clearly so confident in themselves, being able to go in and it probably makes such an impact to kids at that age, or even, I mean, in the essence of like tall guys as well. It's probably quite a thing to see someone that confident.
Yeah. I just kind of remember how I was when I was younger, and how cool it was to have sort of the pro players come in and coach us, and I like to think that hopefully I'm having the same effect. Yeah.
Definitely.
Friends don't like it.
You're probably used to getting like rinsed and things.
It's this isn't sapping, but my brothers have called me a big freak for so long that it's not really an insult anymore. It's just kind of like, they call me a circus freak as well. Yeah. Which maybe might sound quite harsh, but that's just because
it's brothers. It's brothers, isn't it?
That's just one of my nicknames. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find? I find that when I'm out with pals, it's funny that sort of jokes and things don't really come from them, and if they come from other like randomers or other people, they tend to be a bit more defensive about it than I am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that is the case.
They almost fight your battles for you.
Yeah. No, it is good, but it is more that one of my friends, I think we were in a pub or something, and I was getting all the tall chat, and someone just yelled at him like, "Oh, I bet you thought you were tall," and he is taller than all of the people that he was talking to, and he's just getting abused for not being the same height as me. Yeah, even though he's still taller than all these other people. That so he was complaining about that for a while.
I'm shocked that people would go out of their way to mess with a group of rugby players. 6 foot whatever.
Yeah, well,
you gotta be brave. You gotta really hope that joke lands, because otherwise
it's not good.
I don't know. You kind of just got to go with it, don't you? Because it's not a unique scenario to you, but it's probably really unique to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. So it's just.
Do you find that you get it more in Scotland or more in England?
What I've found weirdly about the UK is I've found the further north you go, the less tall comments I get.
Really?
Which is really weird. Yeah. Yeah, I just found like anytime I've been sort of further south, I've
Mm-hmm.
had more comments, and I noticed it when I visited, when I was visiting people in Newcastle. I was like, no one's really mentioned anything. It was pretty good. And then I came to Scotland and it happened even less, and I was like, all right,
I wonder why.
I should do a study on it or something.
Yeah, there you go, PhD.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. What was it? What did you study when you were at Notts?
The most rugby player degree I could do. I did sports science.
Sports science.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say
last year. Yeah.
Oh,
so now I've probably been able to just focus everything on my rugby. And it's been noticeable, like not having to do a degree alongside it. It's made it a bit easier and a bit better to focus on.
Was that challenging, being like having to balance being a student athlete and then also being in the Leicester Tigers Academy as well?
It very much was, yeah, because it was about an hour. It took about an hour to drive there and an hour back, and then you're there for like minimum like 3 hours. So that's a good chunk of your day gone.
Yeah.
And then you have to come back and you're either straight into work or you get to go to a lecture. And I was forgetting to find the time to eat between that, and was losing weight and stuff, which for most people is great, but I was desperately trying to put it on. So it was a big struggle, and just timing wise, and it's hard to keep up like good habits and stuff when that's going on.
Even at uni, anyway, it's difficult to keep up.
Exactly. But no, I can't complain. It was a bit tricky to study at times. Is what I thought I said.
But I suppose that having to balance that and probably your studies and what you did at uni probably ended up benefiting you now. Surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting that balance.
It was good to have that, like having a lot going on. It's also like. It's also probably I could have extended my studying, but I felt it was good to just sort of get it out the way. Some other people do sort of drawn out years of study for their uni and their rugby. Which I had the option of doing, but like I said, I just wanted to
just get out the way
and crack.
I suppose it's probably because then in the future it's incredibly relevant to what you do. So you can almost fall back on that later on. Do you find that it's benefited you in your recovery or actually understanding?
Definitely. Like I definitely took a lot from it. It also helps me when I'm talking to maybe the strength and conditioning coaches. Because I can come at them with
actual specifics rather than
more specific questions or get a better idea of some of the stuff they're saying. So it has been a good help, and that was part of the reasoning behind the choice. Yeah,
definitely. I think that's often a challenge that a lot of tall guys find, particularly is myself at least is sort of pains and back pain and issues with that and trying to manage that rather than trying to find the root issue or the cause to it. I mean, you probably benefit of having those physios on hand and that kind of
definitely a massive pro is the physios. Like I say, with the car starting to kill my knees, it's
but it's probably not something people consider though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, who weren't able to sort of call it out and consider it in that way. Because I imagine a lot of people probably
definitely
deal with that anyway. Supposed to. I do, and I've actually not thought about it until now. Because I'm driving less now for work, and
actually
it's way better than it was. Exactly. That's definitely it.
Exactly.
So we have our pretty unique, never before seen
long dog list.
Yeah, this is not taken from anything else.
No.
Purely original.
Yeah. It looks it.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Board of tall guys we've had on so far. So obviously Cam Buchan last week, 6'9". Mike Tuck right down at the bottom, 6'7", and who else? Theo Turner, 7 foot. So you sort of reasonably high up.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Tallest one this season so far.
I'm happy with that.
If you don't mind, I'll get you to stick your name up there. Take a step over the table and.
Carmichael. Look at that. There we go.
There he is
on the board now.
Brilliant. I'm probably right down the bottom of that. Down at 6'7".
6'7". Yeah, I was 6'7" when I came back to the UK.
How old did you have been then?
16. So, yeah. I thought the other funny thing was I actually when I got messaged to come here, at the time I thought I was 6'10".
Okay.
I'd always thought I was 6'10". All my friends, when I joined Edinburgh, they did a post saying that I was 6'11", and all my friends were kicking off. They were like, "Why are you lying about your height?
Oh, really?
You're 6 foot. Why you're already tall enough? Why do you still need to lie about your height?"
About
and
it.
I was like, yeah, I didn't do the post. But then I measured myself again recently, and it turns out I was 6'11". Like I just even after I thought I'd stopped growing, it just wasn't enough.
Do you think you've stopped?
Yes, I think I finally have.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah.
Surely.
7 foot's just in reach.
You don't grow after you're
I don't know.
22. That's like.
Do you not?
Nah.
I hope not.
I think, although I'm close to the 7 foot mark, it does feel a bit of a waste not to just like. But I'll say I'm 7 foot in shoes.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably in heels.
Yeah.
So
because you wear it probably quite a lot.
Yeah.
When you go out and stuff.
Yeah. So I'll say that.
Yeah. Are you used to doing these kind of? Do you do a lot of media stuff?
Yeah, we do. Like a decent amount. I've not had loads, but a decent amount, and they've all gone rubbish. I think that when I joined for, you just say things that aren't true for some reason. Yeah. Like when I joined Edinburgh, I had my sort of joining interview, and they were like, "What's your sort of X factor? What do you bring in?" And I don't have one. Yeah. So I don't do anything flashy. I just lumber about.
What did you say?
So I was like, because I used to play in the backs. I used to do like a bit more passing and stuff than maybe other people in my position. But for some reason, I didn't say that. It came out as I'm maybe less clumsy than your average second row or your average lock. Right. Which is a complete lie. Yeah. Like it's just not true. I don't know why I said it. As soon as my brothers saw it, it's
the kind of thing that you're on the way home and you're like,
what? Yeah. You thought of like 10 other things to say just afterwards, but
we're gonna go back and fact check every single thing you said.
Yeah, exactly. So I've actually started compiling like a blooper reel of times in training where I've just tripped over thin air. Yeah, and it's coming along nicely. It's really good. So I'll hopefully get that out soon.
Yeah, look out for that. Yeah. That's what we need to do. Well, Rob, thanks for coming on.
No worries.
It's been lovely to meet you.
Yeah,
great
thank you very much. It's been an honour to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. Have you up again soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Brilliant.
Cheers, thank you.